I've made videos about this before where I've touched on the fact that in my early 20s, in the early 2000s, I lived in California illegally for about 2 years, 2.5 years. And I was there for 9/11. So I lived in San Diego County at 9/11 with a Marine. So I was in a relationship living with a Marine in California on 9/11. And that taught me some very important things, both living in the US and living in the US during that awful time. Taught me some very important things about Americans and about the American psyche. You'll notice I am no longer in the US. I came home in 2002. US citizens are taught very little about the world outside of their own borders, except for the fact that they are a superpower, they help everybody, and everybody in the world wants to be an American. They are proud to be an American, and they think everybody else is too. It is so pushed so deeply down into their psyche that it does not ever occur to them that nobody else wants to be an American. It does not occur to them that they are anything less than the best of the best. And they're taught that way on purpose. That's how they can turn them against us so quickly. How quickly Americans can go from being Canadians' best friends to having how many people in your comment section parroting about how they've been subsidizing us for 100 years. I tell you all of this because I'm seeing a lot of creators saying things like, once the Americans realize, once the US citizens wake up, they just need to be educated. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. There's not going to be some big realization from American citizens that they are not the best, the brightest, and the greatest. It's going to be a hard lesson that they're going to learn. And it's not going to be from us telling them that on TikTok. So please, save your breath. Save your breath. Stop trying to explain to Americans that everybody doesn't want to be them. Stop trying to explain to U.S. citizens that they are not exceptional. And instead, spend your time educating the rest of the world on how we're going to stand up against them. And my American friends, I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about your government. And the fact that we are, 2 months into a hostile government takeover, and you're still doing nothing. You're still doing nothing. Look around the world. Hungary, Serbia, France. People protest. In France, they were mad about farming regulations, and the farmers took hundreds of tons of manure to the parliament buildings and just dumped poop all over the parliament buildings because they didn't like what their government was doing. And you're all just sitting at home talking about how great you are and who you're going to vote for in the primaries. Take care.